Do you ever need to articulate what the SAP Fiori user experience is in a simple and concise way? Well, this video and its associated assets are intended to help you position the Fiori user experience in any customer conversation. The next two slides are not intended for an SAP deep dive. They are intended to position at a high level what the SAP Fiori user experience means and does not go into detail. Should a customer need detail, it is best to have a separate session with a UX specialist. These slides and the talking points are intended to be a prelude to a simple and quick demo of what the Fiori user experience looks like to the end users. So let's get started. The SAP Fiori user experience is about humanizing enterprise software. A great user experience goes beyond providing new, modern and simple screens. One way the SAP Fiori user experience does this is by providing a user with a single entry point to all of the SAP solutions. The SAP Fiori user experience is also a simplification of how a user interacts with the system in a seamless and in a natural way, providing a consistent experience centered on the tasks and activities of an end user. And it takes into account things like who they are, how they work, and why they're performing the task in hand. Then the SAP Fiori user experience guides them through the screens, using the data and the functions that they need, assisting them with contextual navigations, no matter where they're working. SAP Fiori user experience has evolved and will continue to evolve. However, SAP Fiori has 5 core guiding design principles. We've talked about role-based. It's designed for you as an end user, addressing your needs and how you work. We also talked about adaptive, supporting how and where a user works at any time across any device. It's important to note that not all apps make sense to run on mobile devices, so not all apps will be designed as such. It's got to be simple, focusing on the important items, providing you with the information you need for the task in hand, and coherent, providing a fluid, intuitive and single experience across all SAP solutions and interfaces. And delightful, making an emotional connection is important. It results in higher end user satisfaction and adoption of the solution, allowing the business to realise the full potential of the solution implemented. Now, we could talk about the SAP Fiori user experiences for a long time, but I think the best way is to take a look at just a few examples of how the Fiori user experience manifests itself with end users today. When we talk about role-based, it means a user should only be presented with the items that they need to perform their job function. With the SAP Fiori user experience, when a user logs on to the SAP Fiori Launchpad, they are only presented with a set of tiles grouped in a familiar way to the user, specific to that user's role. All users work in different ways. Even users with the same job function have different preferences. The SAP Fiori Launchpad provides flexibility to the end user through personalization. Users can be given the option to move or delete tiles according to their preferences. They're also able to rename the tiles. A user can use the tile catalogue to add apps that may not have been automatically assigned to them. It is also possible to create and choose different themes, applying a corporate branding perhaps. With the SAP Fiori user experience, users are pushed information and exceptions informing or alerting them to take action. So when a KPI or threshold is reached, how does the user get notified? In this example, we have an alert prompting a user about a purchasing contract that are about to expire through dynamic tiles. An action needs to be taken. Clicking on the tile provides them with more information that then they can sort, filter and drill down onto the information and navigate directly to the function related to the alert and the specific selection. We are then presented with a simple task where we can take action to renew the contract. We call this insight to action. How many times does a user need to deal with ad hoc requests? Imagine you get a phone call from a customer or a colleague with a query about a specific item, for example a purchasing contract. Previously, you would have to navigate through menus to a specific object before you can start a search. Using Fiori Launchpad search capability, I can search using a keyword. For example, I'm talking to a customer called Berlin Automotive, so I search for Berlin, and the system returns me all the related items that I have the authority to view. I can quickly filter to the specific object we're talking about, a purchasing contract, and I can identify a specific contract easily, and more importantly, I'm able to navigate to the object should I need to perform an action, perhaps alter the payment terms based on our discussions.